What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you. If you like really cool knives, this one was sent to me by Mr. Eddie. Thank you so much, Mr. Eddie. I really appreciate that. And all the knives you send me, everyone that sends me knives, man, I couldn't keep going without you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Hit the like button if you like my content. Subscribe if you want more of it. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all my channel members, Patreons, everyone that supports me, man. You guys are awesome. Whole community is awesome, really. This one is the Hypercut Bikkhu. Check that out, man. Nice carbon fiber, tritium. Ooh, boy. Look at that. Very, very nice. Very nice. Let me go ahead and get the packaging out here real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. Wow, look at that. Back that quick. The magic of editing. Or do I have really fast hands? You'll never know. I just paused the video. All right, this is the packaging it comes with. Sent by Mr. Eddie. Hypercut Knives. This is the Hypercut Bikkhu. Blade 154 cm. CPM 154. Titanium frames, carbon fiber inlays, titanium spacer, pivots titanium with tritium insert, thumb studs zirconium, clip is titanium, and tritium, serial number 0085, made in the USA. Hypercut Knives. Pretty cool, man. Comes with a little tool right there, pivot tool, which shoot, I forgot the name of that bit. I'll probably think of it as soon as I get done with the review, which usually happens. Anyway, this is a small batch USA made knife by definition, and every bit of the definition of that, right? Made by Dylan Davis. Is a 28-year-old machine shop owner in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Very, very talented young man. Can't believe I'm saying that about 28-year-old. I'm 36, but yeah, very, very talented guy. He owns a machine shop up there, does some really cool work. He's very approachable. Tommy helped with gadgets, if you guys have checked him out, and Mr. Eddie have all had various interactions with him. I think Tommy actually got to meet him at a blade show up there. He's not too far away from Tommy, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, pretty cool knife. Very, very unique knife. Kind of expensive on the higher end side. We're going to talk about that towards the end in the review and stuff, but let's go ahead and get the specs out of the way. All right, we'll do an overall measurement. I'm going to measure this one from the top because of that aggressive, super aggressive Tonto, I guess. Tonto. So from the tip, the very acute tip of the blade to the end of the handle, you got 7 7/8, so just about what I would call a full-size knife. Not quite there, but right there at it. As far as cutting edge goes, we can measure straight across like this, and you got 3 1/4, right at 3 1/4. Or if you measure laterally like this, you're sitting right at 3 1/8, right? Yeah, but with a Tonto, technically you've got 2 edges, right? So measure like this, you've got 1 7/8 there. Measure like that, you got 1.5 inches there. So depends on how you measure it, right? With the cutting edge on a Tonto. Go ahead and get the calibers out here. I'm gonna do a quick blade stock thickness check. There we go. 194 thousandths, thickest part of the spawn. Fairly thick, but it swedges way down. And I'm thinking it's going to be super thin, man. This thing is pretty slicey, in my opinion. 25 thousandths right there. But let's measure. I want to measure the tip of this thing because this thing is a pointy little guy. If Arya Stark had a folding knife, I think this would be it. If anybody's a fan of that show, of Game of Thrones, 43 thousandths in there. Arya Stark's 460 thousandths on the handle. Wow, I'm trying to tell you a whole Game of Thrones history lesson there. Might skip out on that, might not. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it anyway. Arya Stark's sword is a needle. It's a really pointy sword. That's it. My whole story there. That's my reference anyway. I'm a Game of Thrones nerd. I absolutely love that show. All right, so let's do some size comparisons here. You got the Ontario Knives Rat Model 1. And the Ontario Knives Rat Model 2. So kind of right in between, you know, as far as overall length goes. Cutting edge is definitely more than the Rat 2. Cutting edge is less than the Rat 1. So that's a pretty good comparison there with the usual suspects, I guess, right? All right, we'll go ahead and do the Cold Steel Knives 8010, which just absolutely dwarfs this one, right? And the Bikkhu Knives 8020.5. That is the slicer variant, so not too far off from the overall length of the 20.5. Definitely a lot different than the 8010 in many regards. So you can see the thickness of it right there. Let's see. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you here. All right. Now, thickness on the handle is surprisingly not too far off from the 8010, right? But it is less broad, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind, I guess. This thing absolutely, and this is probably a spoiler in my opinion, but definitely is very ergonomic. All right, Spyderco Paramilitary 2. All right, put that up there. And your Spyderco Para 3. So kind of in between the two, but pretty close to the Para. Well, really close to both of them, I guess. Right in between, really. All right, so let's do some other. Let's see if Mr. Eddie also sent some small batch American made knives. Some more, as a matter of fact. Let's see, we've got the Vulcan Knives Firewave Cleaver. That's it up against the Vulcan right there. Very different aesthetics on those two for sure, but that's a pretty good size comparison neck to neck right there. You have got the, and I'm trying to find, here it is, the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Definitely don't want to lose that one, right? That's a high dollar knife. These two actually run around the same price, really. So that's the Oz Machine Roosevelt up next to it. And the Vulcan Knives Firewave Cleaver. Here's the Roosevelt XL. Maybe I should do it like this, huh? Put the Roosevelt XL right there and the Rosie right there. All right, so that gives you a pretty good idea if you're used to ultra high-end premium folding knives. You know, here comes a couple more. I'll put the Rosie up here. Here comes the Shirogorov. All right, that's the Shirogorov Quantum Ursus, the E-Knives exclusive, actually. That's a Brian Brown Jaeger. All right, and let's see, doing a little homage to Knife Dope, I guess. Let's do two more. All right, so here is the Sparrow Knives Strix, and here we go with mine and Milton's Sky High. So give you, if you've handled any of those knives anyway, give you a pretty good idea of a size comparison on that. So this thing feels really super light. That's one of the first things I noticed about it. Second, was after I flipped it open and saw this ultra aggressive Tanto. That's, to me, is one of the main thing that actually sticks out with it, is that super aggressive Tanto. I'm gonna guess, as far as the weight goes, is this thing milled? Not really any milling going on in there. It is carbon fiber on the inlays though. I'm gonna guess 3.5 ounces. Now I am probably historically pretty far off from that, but that's gonna be my guess. 3.5 ounces. Let's see what she is. 3.2, not too far off. So definitely what I would say is right at or under the ounce and inch ratio. If you subscribe to that madness, the ounce and inch ratio, won't be disappointed by that. You can actually carry this in some pajamas. You can carry this in some gym shorts, dress pants. Not a very bad knife for that at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on here before I get squirreled again. You got the old blue jeans. That's what she's looking like in your pocket, right? Got a little bit sticking out, not a deep carry clip. Not really a big deal to me at all. Tritium insert on that pocket clip. which is pretty cool, and a really nice pocket clip, man. That thing goes in and out of the pocket great, and it grips just like a pocket clip should, in my opinion. So we'll do a hardware check, and of course you've got the pivot with the pivot tool that comes with the knife. Spanner bit, I think that's what it's called. I think that's a spanner bit. Don't run across those too often, but I believe that's a spanner bit for the pivot. Let's go ahead and check out the let's go ahead and check out the body screws. So you got a, what is that, T8, all right? T8, check her out. Yep, T8. T8 there, T8 there. T8 looks like, I can almost guarantee on the inside there's a screw right there. As a matter of fact, let me get the flashlight out here. There's a screw right there on the inside for that pocket clip. That looks to be a T8. I am not going to take this thing apart. I don't have permission to do that from Mr. Eddie, and it is a really ultra nice high-end knife. So, all right, that is all of the overview, the specs on this thing. Hypercut Bikkhu. Now, let's go ahead and we'll go into ergonomics first, right? Ergonomically speaking, this thing is pretty close to a masterpiece, in my opinion. Now, it's not even a full-size knife, just shy of it, but still. And the way that this pokes out, that swedges down, you get that little extra length there. That gives you, or gives me anyway, enough to make a full 4-finger grip choke back, which for a 7 and 7/8, I believe, somewhere around there, just shy of 8 inches overall knife, that is a very good accomplishment. Choked up, really, is where it's at with this thing. Feels good. You got that flat there, and you got enough of a choil there going on to where you won't really cut your finger. So that feels pretty locked in, pretty solid. As far as jimping, you've got some jimping up here, top of the spine, which is pretty much perfect for that choked up grip, right? That's pretty awesome. Aesthetically, or not aesthetically, I'm sorry, ergonomically, this thing is awesome. Got some contouring going on there. Really nice. It is really a really comfortable knife to hold in hand, choke back or choked up, both, and that is pretty rare to have both the choke back and the choked up position be as comfortable as they are on this knife. As far as deployment goes, awesome there too. I don't really like front flippers that much, but I've been really warming up to them lately. The front flipper works great. I can index it like that. You can use your thumb to open it like that. You can also use the thumb studs. They're very functional. That snaps out really quick. You can reverse flick it really quick. Works great. Great action. Awesome. A+ on that. 100% for me for sure. All right, next up we've got the I guess aesthetics. The look of this thing is very unique. This is a very polarizing knife. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. I am on the front where I absolutely love it. I think it's really cool. Now this, obviously, I think it should be obvious, you're not going to go try to pry anything with this, right? Even though it is fairly thick blade stock, it does come down to that needle tip at the end. It is made definitely for piercing and for slicing. That is, my take on it anyway. I wouldn't do any prying with this. Very, very likely to break that tip off. So if you consider that a downside, I mean, I guess it is. But, if you're buying this, I don't think you're really buying it to pry with. Now, the carbon fiber on this is really nice. I think that's twill. I'm not mistaken. I think that's 12 carbon fiber. Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Really nice zirconium backspacer. Awesome. Thumb studs are very comfortable too. Kind of unique on the thumb studs, really. They're not that quadruple stuff you see a lot of times. They're not the discs. Kind of different on the thumb studs. I really like that. Really nice jimping on that back spacer. That makes it really adds to the comfort in hand when you're choked back as well. So as far as aesthetics go, I would give this thing an A+ 100. Another cool thing, neat little factor on the aesthetics is, let me see, go ahead and see if I can get this going the right way. I'm going to try to do this without killing the video, but if you're in the dark, which I still have the overhead on, but you can It's going pretty strong. You can see that there. You got tritium insert on the pocket clip, tritium insert on both sides of the pivot, right? So whenever it's absolute dark, that really glows quite good. I really like that. That was a cool little touch that they did. Go ahead and turn the floor lights back on here. All right, so very comfortable deployment method, awesome. Ergonomics, awesome. 154 CPM 154. Messed that up twice in the video. A great steel. Just an all around awesome knife. I really like that knife. I would probably put it on my most recommended knives playlist, but it's kind of hard for me to do that for a knife that costs starting at around $900. So it does start around $900. That is something to keep in mind. It is a ultra high-end folding knife, small batch, USA made. Every definition of every one of those words. He makes them all in-house. He does a great, wonderful job with it. One day I would absolutely love to own one of these. I'm not in that realm of being able to spend that on a knife right now, but I think it is really awesome that somebody like Mr. Eddie lets me borrow said knife. That is really cool that I got to take a look at this, and I really like this knife, the Hypercut Bikkhu. Thank you guys for watching, listening to me ramble. Hope the review was you know, mildly entertaining, maybe a little bit informative. Who knows, you know? I mean, I had a good time. You had a good time. Well, I had a good time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like my content. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you want more of it. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. And I will see you guys on the next one.